want to be, not because you need any more gifts. You need to discipline yourself. You need to learn to tell you no, tell you stop, tell you quit. You got to get to a point where you're disciplined.
It might require you saying no to your friends. It might require you changing your diet. Whatever it takes, you got to be willing to do it. And you keep saying you're not there because of something else, because it's easier to blame somebody else. I have to take complete ownership. I had to look at all the things that I didn't have control over and say, I got to take control.
Why? When you master yourself, you put yourself in a position that a lot of people can't do what you do, and then you become rare, and diamonds are rare. That's why they cost so much.
You have to be willing to grit it out. You have to be willing to push through discomfort. Nothing that you're about to try or do that is worthwhile is going to be comfortable for you during the process of creating it. Stop with this hope, stop with this I wish, and start replacing those terms with I will fucking do, no matter what.
It's a commitment. It's not a feeling. Commitments don't have nothing to do with your feelings. You do it because you're supposed to.
It's a lifestyle. Instead of hitting that snooze button in the fucking morning and not making your bed and not cleaning your house, you don't hit the snooze button. You get up. You don't want to go run, you go run. You don't want to go swim, you go swim. You don't want to make your bed, you make your bed. You don't want to clean your house, you clean your house. You don't want to study, you fucking study. That's how you start to callous your mind. It's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow.
Make every day your masterpiece. The secret of your success is determined by what we do daily.
And here's the crazy part. All you got to do is look in the mirror. All you got to do is deal with yourself, and then we're going to get to a whole other level.
Embrace the pressure. Pressure creates diamonds. Start to take the pressure that you feel for what it is you want to do and turn that into productive action. Let it be the thing that makes you get where you want to go when everybody else is just taking it easy.
No more playing after today. I need you to take control over every single area, and we're going to do it one day at a time. And you're going to get control, and then someday going to be your day.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It is another Winning Wednesday. Time to attack the day and get after it. It is fucking early over here on the West Coast, and we're ready. We're ready. I'm your host, James. Joining me, as always, is my good-looking friend, Garrett.
What's up, players?
Yeah, today we're going to talk about some fun stuff, but we got a really special guest in the studio today, sitting right next to me for Winning Wednesday. I don't know how much he's going to add because we're not gang banging on the government this morning.
No, it's a tough one.
we're on the YouTubes. We're on the YouTubes. Hi, YouTubes.
This is the tubes of you.
We're gonna be nice today, and we're gonna see if we can make it through the entire episode. It's been 2 episodes. We've made it a lot further than many people have given us, Garrett.
We did. We are overachievers.
Yes, people did not think we'd make it 1 episode, but we are now into our 3rd episode, and here the fuck we are, ladies and gentlemen.
If you go out on the next one, I'm good. I cover my bet. Yeah, so
we still got a couple more to get down, but this week I actually did not break the rules of the speech that we put out in front at the beginning of the show in our intro. Last week we had Steve Harvey on, and I broke all the rules. Everything that he said not to do, I did that morning. Today, no, I didn't do it.
No, it was good. That's good. That's definitely good. Oh, but you know what? You didn't finish announcing our guest, sir.
Oh, Mr. Mick, Mr. Dick Punch, welcome to the show.
What's up, Mick?
Glad to be here.
So you might know a thing or two about discipline, and I'm really excited to have you on. Mick has quite a military background and has been through the suck a lot more than many. And there's a certain mentality that you need, a certain discipline that you need to achieve the things that you achieved. And you're a crazy motherfucker, so I'm sure you're like, no, it's just me being me. But it's a different level of brain power that many people are scared to tap into or don't even know they can tap into.
Yeah, I think that's one of it. That's a main thing is like a lot of people don't know what the human mind is capable of. You know, we talk about it on all our own podcast about, waking up, doing other things, etc. But, your mind is a very powerful thing.
So tell our audience a little bit about your background.
21 years in the military. Of the 21 years, I spent 13 of it, like I like to call it, behind the fence. And of that 13, a grand total of that 13 was 12 of it was spent behind the fence. And only those in the military will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. But for everybody else, I was a member of CAG, or Delta Force, for Special Operations Forces, Delta. I did that for almost the whole time I was over behind the fence, because that was, that's what you did. I started out in the sniper squadron. I ended up with the door kickers, and one of the things I always used to tell people, it was really funny in the military. I did my own social experiment. And I took the kids, when I had my own platoon as a platoon sergeant, I took the kids that came to my platoon that had all been, I asked them all individually. I found out who they were. And I asked them all individually. I said, hey, when you were growing up, did your mom and dad beat you, or did your mom and dad put you in timeout? And I separated my squads the best I could by figuring out who was who and putting them in those squads, and then sending them to different military courses. One of the hardest, obviously being an infantryman, one of the hardest is Ranger School. Now, one of the beautiful things about Ranger School is everybody tells you that it is a leadership development course. It is not. It is, I'm going to show you how big of a pussy you are. And then after I've broken you, then I'm going to tell you to keep going. And you're going to find out. You said the human mind is a very strong thing. You're right, it is. But the human body is so much stronger than what we give it credit for. And you can take a beating like you've never taken your whole entire life and still get the fuck up and put one foot in front of the other the next day. And it is a rare thing to find out what that point is for you. And for everybody, it's different. And when you find out what your point is and you realize your body can continue moving, you all of a sudden, all that other crap that seemed to really matter before kind of goes away.
It like unlocks another mental. It's like a video game where it unlocks a new level, and you're like, "Holy shit! I broke through that level. I could go to that next level." Once you hit those mental, breaking points, and like you said, everybody else has a different mental breaking point.
That also comes down to the mind game, because you have to make that decision to say, "I won't give up." You have to make that. It's very easy. It's the easy decision in your head, in your mind, to say, "I quit." To say, "I cannot do this. It is not for me. I can't. That's what so many people do. And it's very easy when you're being pushed to the limit like that. Like you guys are being put through some of the most intense, insane mental and physical tests that any human being has ever gone through. And this is to train you. And I'm sure there's many people that do quit. There's many people that do not make it through. And that's when you separate the men's from the boys, and it's decision in your head, and your body can withstand it, but it's all up to you in your own head. Nobody's going to force you to do it. And it's just like anything else in life. It's just like a career or a dream or a passion or just trying to protect and provide for your family. These are all decisions and mental games that we have to play with ourselves, in self-discipline and self-accountability. That it's only on you. Nobody is going to come and save you. Even if you have a mentor, the mentor is not going to just pick you up and carry you like a baby across the finish line. You have to make those decisions yourself, and you have to have that discipline. So what were some of those things that you used to keep your mind right and keep you going and not quit? Like what was the mental game that you play with yourself?
And it's not even a mental game. It's something that we were when I joined the military, I came in on a Ranger contract. So that meant that I went to basic. Upon completing basic, I went to airborne school. After airborne school, I went directly to RIP, and in RIP, whether or not I went into Ranger Battalion, and I got selected in RIP and ended up in 3rd Battalion. Long story short, it was a mind game that they started the day that you got out of RIP and you were actually in battalion. And they started this saying, and probably people have heard this before, but I don't know if this is where it originated, but the hard right over the easy wrong. And it was a mentality that we had. Everything you did, you chose the hard right over the easy wrong. Mm-hmm. And when you burn that mentality into somebody's mind, like they did ours, every time in Ranger School when I thought I was going to quit, it was very simply put, it was the hard right over the easy wrong. That's the easy wrong.
You already made that decision in your mind.
Exactly.
That decision was already made. And even when that decision is made for some people made that decision and they
still resist.
They get to the suck and they get to the situation and they still quit and they still give up. And it's all that mental fortitude that decision, he was sticking with it. Like he was holding himself accountable. There's no way he was going to go back on his own word. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to regret or have any feeling towards the negative decision that you made is yourself. No one else gives a fuck. No one cared.
So Mick, when you were in those sort of situations and they're giving you, almost like the rules to live by to get you through the suck, did you lean on people, or was it just a singular? It's obviously a mental mindset you have to be in, but like especially being in the military, you have your battle buddies, you have etc. Like I train, so I have my training partners and all that stuff. When shit gets hard, you kind of push back and forth on each other. Like, oh, stop being a puss. Oh, stop this, stop that. Did you have like anybody that really sticks out in your career that help you get to a certain point or help you get through the suck a little bit easier at times?
Well, it's funny in that course. Yeah, I had a whole group of guys. I mean, there was 5 of us. Or 6 of us. It was a whole squad of us. So we were all like relying on each other in that course. However, there was another course later on when I actually went behind the fence that like literally I had friends in the course with me. We all went together. And when I went to selection for Delta, it was you're by yourself. Everything you do by yourself. There is no team. It is all about you. And there are always people watching you. Everywhere you go, everything you do, everything is being video recorded. Somebody's watching you. And
that's wild.
And it is wild, but you never know. So like
sounds like the real world.
One of the things that I beaten my son's heads. I told him, I said, look, you guys have this mentality that as long as you do it okay in front of me, you're fine. You're going to be okay. I said, just remember, it's not about what you do in front of me, because it's what you do when you're by yourself. That's
I have a saying we use in we say because like in our gym and stuff, and we come up things, and I say good character is doing the right thing when even nobody else is looking.
Yep.
And I say that to my boys all the time. Like a judge of good character is not like, oh, daddy's watching me, like you just said, and like, oh, I'm putting it away right, or I'm doing it. It's doing the right thing when even no one else is looking. Like I beat that in their heads.
And it's so true. I mean, even in my fight career, like the best fighters don't win in the gym. The best fighters don't win when the coaches are there, when you're training with your guys. The best fighters win when they put in the time, when nobody's watching, when they're running the miles, they're back in the gym, they're training, they're shadow boxing, hitting the bag, they're doing all the extra work when nobody is watching. And they're putting in that grind. And so many people in life, they just skate by doing what they're supposed. They show up to work. They only work when their boss is watching. They go home, they sit on the couch, and they fuck off.
Well, that's the easy wrong, right?
And they fuck
Instead
off.
of the hard right, it's the easy wrong.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It comes down to simple decisions, but it's the mentality.
I also think it comes down to comfortability in our society, right? So
sure.
I think we can all be on the same page with that. Like we live in the easiest, even though there's a lot of wild shit, right? We live in the easiest times known to men. Like you want the lights on, you hit a switch, right? You're hungry, you go to the fridge or the 7-Eleven.
My grandfather's laughing at us. He's like,
I know, but like all those things, like, oh, your clothes are dirty, throw it in the washing machine. Like we don't have to hunt for our food. Well, some people do, but like it's not reliant. Like Like, you don't have to go out and hunt and walk and work the fields and then go bring your clothes down to the creek and show you. Like, we live in easy times, so it's made not everybody. There's a lot of people in this world that, like, unless they do something physical like training or working out, or they go to the military, or they go to some sort of where you have to push yourself physically and mentally a little bit more. Most people in our society will never experience hard times besides money, and the government will give them money. But there's not that level of like survival, like that fight or flight that you have to do in your everyday life anymore. So I think that's where a lot of people look to these type of motivations and look to try to get on these mindsets, because you used to not have to like dig for your mindset, right? You just had to survive. And when you didn't have to worry about all the other bullshit, but you're like, all right, let's go murk a buffalo today, and then we eat for days.
Well, that all has to also deal with the pussification, and I say this, of the American male.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. Think about what has happened to guys.
Yep.
We can't do anything anymore without every intention about what we're doing being questioned.
Everything.
100%.
And the American male has been beaten down to this pussified person who, if you talk like me, if you act like me,
you're a misogynist,
you're toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
what is toxic masculinity?
But those same motherfuckers want you behind the sites when they need something done, and that's what fucking drives me nuts.
War.
Yep. Like, that's what drives me nuts is they don't want to see the dirty. They don't want to see the dirty when it's real right in front of their face, like the toxic masculinity, the guys that come in and kick in the door, and even the women. I'm sure we all know some tough women. I have some really tough women that I bring into a fight over half the men that I know sometimes, but so I don't want to exclude all you ladies that are tough as shit. So, but
this is why we started the show, this Winning Wednesday, in the first place. It's a little different than our normal content. If you want our normal content, it's Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. And Garrett, what day are your shows?
I am Mondays and sometimes Fridays. So it depends. Okay. Mondays, I do 2 shows, one in the morning and one at night. The
reason why we started the show, because Garrett, you made a great point. It's never been easier for man or humanity, especially in the United States. It's never been easier. And we still complain, and we still bitch and moan, and we still don't follow through on what we were going to say. But harder times are ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Harder times are ahead of us. For some people, those hard times are already here. A lot of people, they're going through it. Life is very hard for millions and millions of people all over the country. And we started this show because people don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to handle the suck. They don't know what to do. They freeze. They just like, all right, it's already shitty, so I might as well just fuck off and let it be even shittier.
Shell up.
Yeah, and shell up and completely just disappear, and it affects everybody around them as well, especially if you have family. So we want to help those fellow Americans who are going through all of that right now, and help them change their mindset to get up and get after it every day and attack the world. Like, it's small little things. Like, if you're really suffering right now, you don't have to go out and like immediately change overnight, because it's not easy to build a mentality that we're talking about. It's very, very difficult, especially when life is hitting you like a Mack truck. But it comes down to decision making simple little decisions, and start small and work your way up. And all of a sudden that compound effect of all those little decisions turns out a big result. And then all of a sudden your discipline has gotten better. Now you can also just pick up your bootstraps and fucking do it. But I tell Nick all the time, we're built differently. Unfortunately, we're built differently. Like, not everybody is built like us. And, it's a Redeemed Patriots live. We're live right now. But not everybody's built like us. And especially Nick. I tell Nick all the time, I'm like, dude, bro, not everybody has the mindset that you have. And unfortunately, unfortunately we can't change that as much as we'd want to. So for everybody that's listening, that's like, oh, that's easy for you to say. That's the type of mentality that we're talking about. You got to get those kinds of sayings out of your head. You can't be thinking that. You're like, okay, well, if they can do it, so can I. Like I'm half retarded. I am not like the sharpest tool in the shed over here. And
I think they figured it out because you're always hugging your bong.
Oh yeah.
So like it's his baby, man. He's always like,
on Foxhole right now. They're questioning, the audience is questioning. They're like, "Is this live right now?" Because it's 9 a.m. in Vegas and Nick is smoking weed. And it is Lindsay. Lindsay said it's 9 a.m. in Vegas and Mick's got a bong in his hand. He's smoking it so early. I've been taking care of my pal Mick out here in Vegas. He's been stoned 24/7.
Yes,
literally 24/7. He has not been sober since he's been in town.
It's gonna suck to have to go home and be sober.
He's like, wait a second, wait, I can't do this. No, but I'm gonna take care of you, dude. You and Veland are gonna get taken care of, so we can make that happen. So you can get high more often, my friend.
Oh no, I've been high. Trust me.
When you're back in Georgia, I'm gonna take care of you. Thank you, Lindsay. She thinks I'm very smart and intuitive. See, thank you. At least somebody thinks I'm smart.
It's all right.
God bless her.
It's all perception, Lindsay.
But seriously, it all comes down to decisions. It's very easy to just say, I don't want to do this and fuck off. It's so much more easy to watch Netflix and turn on Sopranos and just binge watch Sopranos all day because it's the greatest show of all time. Or sit here and play video games all day and do nothing. Like, it's so much easier to do that, but it's making these little decisions because nobody's watching over me. We're grown ass men, and most of you are grown. And if you learn how to make these decisions and do these things and have this self-discipline and self-accountability at an early age, you're so much more better off than everybody else, because many people don't learn it until well after they move out of their parents' house and they're like, holy shit, like.
Well, I think another important point. I know, right? I think another important point we have to hit on is it's okay to fail. Because everybody likes to post their success. And I know with the social media age that we're in now, you see everybody's best life on film. You don't see the worst parts of their life, where they're, down and out, hitting rock bottom, gun in their mouth, like the whole nine. You don't see that. They don't post that stuff because that's a different part of your life. So everybody goes through that on some sort of, some extent. But I think what's important is just because you stumble, just because you make a bad decision, it's how you learn and grow from it. And it's okay. You need those things to make you who you are. Like, nobody's perfect. We've all been in those dark places on one level or another, and it's okay. And if you're going to try hard shit, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're gonna fail.
Yes.
I've failed a million times trying hard shit. And I always say, like, with what I did, because people are like, oh, it's easy for you. You're good at martial arts, blah, blah. Like, I've been training since I was 5, and I have 4 black belts in 4 different systems. So it's like having 4 masters or 4 doctorates, and I put more schooling in than, all these COVID people. Right.
That's like making a gun in his hand. He's put so much time and training.
But that's what we're saying. It's like, what, you don't think like it was hard for us? We were just too stupid to give up. That's what I always say. I just kept walking through the door. I'm not special.
Waking up in the morning and shooting dicks from a mile away. Like,
that's fucking rad.
That's going to take lots and lots of training. As cool as that is, I can't just wake up. I might get lucky if I shot 100 shots. I might get lucky, but I'm not
at a mile. That ain't luck, man. That's training at a mile.
So it's funny because the social experiment, which I didn't get to finish.
Oh yeah. Go back to that.
The results are interesting. So Ranger School is a 60-day course of basically some of the hardest shit you'll ever do. It starts on day 1 and it doesn't slow down until the last day. And the last day doesn't even slow down because the last day you do the Derby Queen and then you cross Ranger Bridge and that's it. You're done. But that is the last event. And literally they run you through that. You graduate like drenched in sweat normally. Anyway, So we're down there. Mind you, I think the military again has the key to that. Failure, although we say failure is not an option, I'm a 2-time Ranger. I went through Ranger School twice. The first time, I got a kidney stone lodged and didn't pee for 3 days. and my bladder was out to here, and I was about to start walking down mountains and mountain face. And I was like, I got to stand up. This is not going to work. Not going to happen. Not unless something happens like right now, and all of a sudden I start peeing, but I couldn't pee, and my fucking
all them vegetables,
my fucking goddamn
all them oxalates.
Anyway, so so that one, anybody who got stuck, if you got stuck, you got automatically sent home. It was an automatic, you were automatically kicked out of the school. I came back, did it again, graduated. So I mean,
you're gonna fail.
You're gonna fail. It's gonna happen.
The most successful people in life are the people that failed the most. They're the people that 100%. Failed. They took shots, they took risks, and they failed a fuck ton of times. But at the same time, while they are failing, they are learning. They're figuring things out. Like
that's what I was going to say on the fails, right? Like it's not how you fail, it's how you pivot and how quickly you do it and how quickly like you don't wow. Like I always say, like, pity party for one. It's whether you have it for 30 seconds or you have it for the rest of your life because that one bad event made you go to pity party for one for the rest of your life. And the difference I feel like between successful people or people that are, motivated and going forward is they take those L's, they don't stew on them. They might use it as fire to get better, but they pivot and find the positive direction as quickly as possible.
So like with that one, it was like I didn't feel like I failed either. Because I just felt like
it was like a medical.
Physically, I was like, this ain't happening.
Failed.
So mentally, I didn't think I had that failure, right? I didn't realize up until when I went to selection for Delta that I was like walking, like I made it all the way through, got all the way through, went through the doctor's assessment because you go sit down with a shrink. And then you go from there, you go to the commander's board. And then after that, they, you get notice later on whether or not you made it or not. I got the letter. Nope, you're crazy.
We just got.
Nope, you're crazy.
I was like,
I could verify.
Okay, well then, fast forward. Not even it's like fast forward about 6 months, and I'm back in Afghanistan working with one of my teams, and we're out there, and sure enough, we get in this firefight with these other guys, and turns out it was my interviewing board colonel, and I looked at him. I was like, Tom, and we were behind this rock wall, and there's just bullets fucking bouncing all over the place. And I'm like, Tom, he's like, Nick? And I was like, how you doing? He's just like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. They're pissed off about something this time. He's just like, are we going to fight? Yeah, just give it a second. They got to run out of ammo. They're almost done. And we're just having this conversation. He's like, after that firefight, we walked inside, we were talking, and next thing you know, I was on a plane back to the States, and that was it. And I was there for the rest of the time. It was mind-boggling because even there I failed, and I left there, and I was like, holy shit, you put everything in front of me, and every time my number got selected to move on. So what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Because you're a psycho.
How did I fail? I was like, I went back. I was like, at that point, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to get out of the military because I thought I just put in like the best performance I could have put in. And they still said I failed. Well, no, sometimes they do that on purpose. I found out later on. Like it's an on purpose thing to see if you resubmit your packet immediately to go back to the next selection course.
To see if you're driven enough to go do it, even in the face of failure.
Mind games.
Exactly, it's a mind game.
More mind game.
It is.
Yeah, but you know what? They might say you're crazy, but there's a good type of crazy and there's a bad type of crazy, and I get the feeling you have the good type of crazy.
You need a little bit of crazy to do what Mick was doing. Like you need a little bit of crazy to do what me and Garrett were doing, but then you add bullets to the mix, and you're like,
you do. You
need a little fucking crazy because he's just sitting here nonchalant. Yeah, but we're having a conversation. Hey, Tom, what's going on, dude? Like, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh shit, they're shooting at us.
Well, you know what's wild, and I'm sure you can relate to this too, Mick. Like in those moments, like everything slows down, and it's almost like a moving meditation or a Zen moment. Even though because you're under such heightened, like in training with us, like somebody's trying to smash your face in with their elbows, and they're trying to break your limbs and choke you unconscious and do this and do that, and you almost get into like this Zen moment where like you're in that fight or flight response, and you're like, I gotta slow it down and I gotta keep cool because otherwise my adrenaline dump and I'm gonna die.
I've always looked at it. Zen, yes, very. I don't know. It's like almost like I've always described it like those movies. For instance, I think it's like one of the gayest ones out there. But what is that? Wanted, the one with Angelina Jolie.
Where they throw the bullets.
I was like, that's so gay, but it's funny. I guess it's good in theory and whatnot. But one of the things I liked is how like they got control of their heartbeat. Because I noticed like there's been a lot of times like sometimes you can't control it. Like you'll just like break out. Like if you're fighting for your life, your heart, your breathing, everything's gone. And I've noticed that depending on the situation, if I'm not fighting for my life, but I'm fighting out of anger, that I can control. The other side of it, though, if I'm fighting for my life, I mean, everybody's going to die. Don't matter.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So, Redeemed Patriot, Wednesday is unfortunately not our political show. This is actually because we're so shadow banned everywhere. We're trying to grow our audience onto our political show. So our political shows are Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. And then Garrett, what are you?
Mondays and Fridays.
Mondays and Fridays. So we'll talk about that topic on here. This is our YouTube. I get the Alex Jones treatment on YouTube.
Yeah, well, we've all been kicked off of YouTube, and we've all been kicked off of Spotify. So that's kind of where we're at now.
We're trying to figure out loop arounds, and this is something that me and our good friend Justin and Mick as well we're talking about heavily about, and to try to get around the shadow ban and everything, we're going to do regular normie content, and we figured the best way to do it is to talk about mindset because it's going to help fellow patriots all across the country. Who are going through it. So many people are taking their own lives. So many people are struggling in a way that if we can put out a message that helps them rewire their brain in any way, that's what we're here to do because it sucks for so many people right now, and that's what we're here for. But we'll get
also like guys like us. We're fighting
on our Friday show. Me and Mick will be co-hosting the Friday show.
Where are you going in on Freedom Fridays?
Yeah, we're doing Freedom Fridays. Alan's got a wedding, so
awesome.
So if you want to come and hang out and gangbang with us, you can come and hang out and gangbang.
Always down for a good gangbang.
So
only if we're rolling through a parking lot. We're rolling through a parking lot for that.
George McDougal is gonna. So today, actually,
where is George? Thought I was gonna get to see George.
No workout videos, Lindsay. Justin was my man for the workout videos. Mix in Georgia, and I got nobody out here to do workout videos with me, and I couldn't do it without my man Justin.
I posted a workout video with me and Gabe this morning. He went to the gym with me, bro. He was getting after it.
He's getting some curls in.
Yo, he literally worked out with me twice in the gym. We go to he's all right. My youngest is like 4, right? So he's walking out of the gym. He rolls up his shirt. He flexes at me and goes, "I could rip your arm off in arm wrestling now." I'm like, "You lifted twice, bro." He was like dead serious.
This is the one that hides shanks. This is the one that hides shanks throughout all the house. I was telling Nick about how your son, if anybody breaks into the house, they're fucked. Your 4-year-old is getting the shanks out.
Oh, dude, he's like Master Blaster. Remember the little dude you put on the shoulders and it'd be like. So like if it's ever apocalypse, I got a book bag with a turret on it, and he's just Master Blaster and everybody.
He's ready. He's so ready. Little 4-year-old. He's a savage. He's the coolest little kid ever.
I know he was trying to pull back the compound bow yesterday, like my old one. My dad just gave it back to me. It's from when I was a kid, and I'm going to be 40 next month. And like literally, like he's like, "Dad, can I give it a try?" I'm like, "I don't know if you're going to be able to pull this back yet." I mean, he's putting his foot on it. He's trying to figure out how to like do it. It's just funny watching him trying to like rip the compound bow back. But he's like
fire himself through a wall if you're not careful.
I was like,
Garrett's rule of parenting is like, all right, I'm going to sit here and watch you do
warning
really
labels
crazy,
are off.
Watch you do really crazy shit. And we're gonna
sure.
Yeah. No, I literally every time I see little kids doing crazy shit, I send it to Garrett. I'm like, this is your kid. Like they're jumping off ramps over their bikes and they're laying down on the ground. Like those are things that we did when our parents weren't watching. Garrett's sitting there filming. He's like, oh,
yo, what did definitely get 2 of you under there?
Yeah,
dude.
that's
yeah.
Garrett.
100%.
That's Garrett's parenting.
Yes.
So this week,
It's not just Garrett's. Trust me.
no, I'm sure Mick.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, Vila was on the phone. She's like, yeah, Mick was teaching our 9-year-old like all these tactical strategies in case we got invaded and cover all their spots in the house.
Yeah,
I'm like,
my kids know the same thing too. It's not crazy. Like,
no, you have to be prepared.
So I have a perfect example of some just tactical awareness, and like, just because I've been, teaching and training self-defense and, cert guys and all that stuff in hand-to-hand for years. Right. But my kid, we went out to breakfast at a diner the other day, and this guy walks in with like this belt buckle on, and he's like, "Dad, that guy's belt buckle's awesome. Yours sucks." I'm like, "Thanks, dickhead." But he goes, "Oh, he's got a cool cell phone holder on his belt, and he's got this." And as he's walking in, my kid's 4. We're sitting there. I'm like, "Yeah, but where was the knife?" And he looks at me. Looks at it and he's thinking. I see him thinking, and he calls because his left and his rights he's still working on. So he calls it driver's. He calls it driver's side and passenger side. So, because I'm like, which way? Because I make him like get me home from certain events. I'm like, which way do we turn? Daddy side or mommy side? And if I'm driving, he's like, daddy side. So, and the knife was on the left side, and he goes, oh, daddy side. And I said, all right, good. Just making sure you're aware. So I feel like these are the things you need to do with boys. I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, you're smart. But you also do all the mental stuff with your kids. We talked about it last week. Your wife has them doing all the affirmations every morning. These are very important things. Like,
you know what that's called, right?
What's that?
What you're doing? It's called Kim's Games.
What is it called? I'm sorry.
It's called Kim's Games.
No, I don't know. I know.
In sniper school, we have to do it. It was made by this professor from Korea or some crap, Ronald J. Kim. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the more and more you train your mind to do it, the more and more detail you can remember from just a blink of your eye. So his idea was that within a 30-second span, the human mind can process close to, at that time, it was estimated, and they were saying 14 terabytes worth of information within a 30-second period.
Wow.
So that's what it can build, process, repeat, dump, rinse, wash, repeat, dump, rinse, wash, repeat, whatnot. So Kim alleged or assessed in a paper he wrote that the human mind can process all these pieces of information. So the military took that and they obviously quantified it. And they said within a certain amount of time, you can pick up different things at different locations. So we would do these stupid Kim's runs that fucking sucks balls. You'd literally do a 4-mile run, and you're doing it at about a 6.5 minute mile pace. And every mile or so, you basically get an order to stop. And then you go up to this location and you start looking through binoculars, and you have a 30-second period of where you're watching and looking at everything out there, remembering. And at each point, they're the same thing, just adjusted a little. And you have to be able to tell, like, within a certain number,
what the difference was. And so you get a plus or minus number, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, oh, by the way, you're fucking running. Yeah, you're exhausted.
And yeah, you're running up and down fucking hills in the backwoods of fucking Fort Benning. And then you get back, and then, right as soon as you get back, you cool down. They feed you breakfast, and then they bring you into another room and they test you.
Like what was different? Like, it's almost like remember those books? Like, what's different in this picture? What's different in that picture? Right? They would have some of those things, and like you'd have to look and like, oh, the toilet paper isn't folded in this picture, so it's like it's that attention to detail. But I mean, I could see definitely dealing with the situations you're dealing with, and like any sort of self-defense situation, the littlest detail, if you could pick that up, that could save your life.
But I mean, no, I was talking about your kid, training your kid to notice where the knife is. Where's the knife? They're looking for objects. They're looking for things that automatically look like weapons, and to have a child to start. I mean, something like that, that's kind of cool, because like looking around a room and realizing, who's most likely carrying a firearm, a concealed firearm. Being able to look around a room and seeing who's obviously openly carrying a firearm.
Idiot.
And exactly, where is the most likely?
Who's the idiot in the room?
This guy actually bringing his fucking firearms 6 million states. This fucking guy.
Well, if you get, right? Listen, once you
I can't be admitting that.
No. Yeah, but this is the thing. When you can carry, like, so I'm in New Jersey and they just allowed us to start concealed carrying, but it's actually an open carry state too. I don't think New Jersey is ready for open carry, but like that's the whole thing too. Like I also do threat, like I look around the room and I've just read it for years, just doing what I do. And I'm like, okay, like that guy could be a problem. That guy's walking funny. So I know I can kick him in the knee and that's probably where he'll go down. Oh, I see that guy like kind of humped to the side. Definitely had a shoulder surgery. So if I'm going anywhere with that, I'm going to try to hit that. But like, I just do that scan since I was a kid. So now I'm just trying to kind of have my kids like, know your audience, man. Like you never know. The exits are here. Yep. Know your ground, know your survival. Yeah, because if you're prepared,
people are buried in their phone, and all of a sudden they get snuck, and all of a sudden they're knocked out on the ground, getting robbed, getting raped, getting this, that, and the other, kidnapped.
Because their heads are buried. So I always just tell them, be alert and know your surroundings and look what you got, and just in case. I mean, you don't want your kids to have to think like that, but with everything else going on, like I just want them to be prepared. I'd rather have them have it and never have to use it than need it and not know how to use it.
100%. So. If you're not following us on the YouTubes, if you're listening on other platforms, go and check out our YouTube channel because that's where you're going to see lots of George McDougal. And George gave me and Mick a job yesterday, and me and Mick failed miserably at our job yesterday. We were supposed to clean the grill and we didn't. So now we have to do that. And George McDougal is doing a nice little cook this afternoon.
Oh, what is Georgie? We were talking about McDougs on Sergeant and Samurai the other day.
Oh, what were you saying about old fella George?
No, I said he was good and he was making, and then Steve was shit talking him a little bit, but I said, hey, listen,
Steve, I'm going to forward that message to George. George is not going to be happy. Let me tell you, George is going to have something to say about you, Steve. I'll tell you that.
I told him that, he was trying to say, oh, George and James, blah, 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 something's going on. I said, they're cousins, bro. Leave them alone.
Listen, George is a legend. Mick got to taste George's food. He actually got to taste. So we put up the Japanese barbecue wings up on YouTube. I put up the whole video up on YouTube. So if you want to go and watch that whole entire video that we played, the recipes in the description, in the description down below. Go give us a follow and check out that recipe. But George McDougal today, I think he's gonna be cooking up some delicious ribs.
What are you gonna do? George is gonna do ribs.
He's gonna do ribs for me and Mick. So we're gonna.
What do you think? What flavors you think he's going with? Did he give you a menu yet or no?
Oh yeah, he's gonna do 2 different flavors, and we're gonna cut them up so you get a little bit of each, a little bit of that, a little bit of this.
Yeah,
but it's gonna. I don't want to spoil his recipe because he's gonna tell you.
George, you gonna do a dry one and a wet one?
He did a little cream cheese. He did a little smoked cream cheese for Mick's audience on the Patriot Party podcast.
Oh, nice.
But he's gonna be doing a lot of cooks, so I think he's gonna do some ribs today. We're gonna get a little video of that, and for next week.
Next week we'll give you a little.
Yeah, for next week because George McDougal.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? George McDougal here, and I hope you guys are ready because we're gonna have.
Ladies and gentlemen, George McDougal. Yeah, he's gonna be cooking up some ribs for me and Mick. So it's called Winning Lindsay. It's called Winning Wednesdays. The easiest way to probably find it is to type in Japanese barbecue wings, and you'll see. Let me see if I can actually scrub this.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? George McDougal here, and I hope you guys are ready because we're gonna have a great channel. I know you guys have been listening to those cocksuckers, James and Garrett, over on the Winning Wednesdays, but I'm here to spice some things up, literally and figuratively.
Because there's a picture of the wings. It's the best way to do it. Let me see if I could pull it up. Actually, let's do that, and I'll put the link in there. There, we'll do. That's what we'll do.
Let's do it.
There we go. Hold on. The YouTubes. We're going to the YouTubes. Goddamn. Oh, there we are right there. Live. I'll send you
It's Winning Wednesday without an S on the end of Wednesdays. Me and James just always say Wednesdays because that's our accents.
Because we're special.
Yeah, we got special Jersey boys.
Yeah, we got it. He's from the Bronx too. He's a East Coaster too. This guy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that's all right.
But let me tell you, George McDougal, that guy's got some tough mentality. The guy, his whole entire life was taken away from him, and he turned his life around and started picking up heavy shit and slamming it down and slamming Bud Heavies and became the best barbecue pit master of all time. We're waiting to see old man Garrett, big old daddy pop Garrett behind the grill. Where's
I know.
Garrett trying to show George McDougal a thing or two?
I know. I'm going to be working on it because it's just it's football season and my kids are wrestling and they're doing this. I know, but I have no time because I'm always away on the weekends at games and working and everything. So don't worry, I'm working on it. I was going to try to cook something off this weekend, but I think it's supposed to. I don't know if we're getting some of the hurricane weather up this way, so we'll see.
Well, we're waiting for your shitty Traeger and your shitty cook. You're gonna be garbage. Your kids are gonna run around all over the place. No kids around the barbecue pit.
Listen, my 4-year-old will barbecue better than McDougal, so shut it.
Come on. No, Mick has had McDougal's cooking. He can vouch for his cooking. He's a fucking good cook. We had the chicken wings. Those chicken wings that I was fucking flaunting in front of everybody's face on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes?
And we showed last week or 2 weeks ago.
On the tubes of you.
Yeah, the YouTubes. On the YouTubes.
Of you.
On the YouTube.
So hold on. Well, listen, you're doing a lot of mouthpiecing from Mick. I want to hear it from the source. How were they, buddy?
They're pretty good. They were pretty good.
They were decent.
They were good.
We cooked a lot of wings.
There was nothing left.
None left.
I know.
It was a lot of wings. George McDougal knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got something there.
He's got a little technique, but
no, that's good. That's good. No,
here's the thing. After the show, me and Mick are going to the gym, and Mick wants to change up my schedule. I like to do legs on Friday, so I have the weekend to walk around and be really sore for the weekend and not have to really move around too much. He wants to do it on Wednesday, this crazy bastard.
Do it.
So we're doing legs today.
Embrace the suck. I did legs today too.
We're embracing the suck. We're getting after it. We're going to do some legs today. But now, after we do, before we go to the gym now, because we were going to go right after this, we have to start the grill cleaning because we have to get the cook going because it's.
Are you okay, buddy? Are you having a seizure? Are you having so good?
I'm special. Leave me alone.
You're having a hard time, buddy. I had to break it up for you. I had to.
My soundboard right now because I can play the Biden shutdown.
Oh yeah, that was a total glitch.
Yeah,
total glitch.
Really just.
Yeah. I normally hit a button that I'm not allowed to say on the YouTube. And his voice can't show up. It'll probably get us removed from the YouTube.
Yeah, it will.
Unfortunately, the fact that I'm even present here is amazing because we had a friend. I was a guest on the show literally last week.
The fact that I'm present.
Yeah, this is
amazing.
This is wild. It's like
double trouble.
We haven't seen this.
Well, listen. Long time. Yep, none of us have any YouTubes left. Nope. So
I'm part of the reason why you don't have YouTubes left.
No, yeah, you, Catalyst, the United States government. Yeah, so.
But we're gonna have a good cook this afternoon. We're gonna clean the grill. Fucking dicks. I wish we did that last night. At least started it. Got the fucking thing soaked.
It's not that bad, dude. It takes me like 10 minutes. Why? Does it take you a long time?
My grill, yeah, I need to take out the whole thing and
what's the whole thing? Are you making a mountain out of a molehill, you millennial? What's going on?
No, I gotta take out the grates. I gotta take out the
shield.
The shield. Yep, yeah. The little shield.
Little shop vac, get those pellets out of there. Little shop vac it, reseal it, put it up.
No, my pit boss. I don't really need to vacuum. I sweep it back into the bucket because my pit boss has a drop down for the for all the ash. So I just pop it out, dump it out, put it back in. But I got to wipe down all the grease that's down at the bottom. That's the problem. There's a lot of grease when you do as many cooks as I do.
Oh, I know. You gangster, you.
I know. I cook.
You do it or George does it?
George.
Okay, let's make that sure. You do nothing.
I do absolutely nothing.
You do nothing.
No, I definitely do nothing. I'm George's. I just sit there and wait to eat George's food because it's delicious. But We got to do all that today. This fucking sucks. And then we got to go do legs. And then we got to, before we do that, we got to prep the meat. Like, we haven't even started nothing. We haven't even
good thing I got you up early, buddy.
Well, we were up. You're
on the West Coast time. So I got to make sure you're up and at 'em.
It's 9 a.m. We're going to get after it. It's going to be a good day. Today, we're going to have a good day.
Let's end on a positive note.
We're gonna eat some ribs. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to smoke some weed. And I'm going to make fun of Mick. Did you see the video of him eating a hot dog yesterday?
It was a beautiful thing. Look at the face.
Got him.
You did get him. You got him good.
Nuts. Got him. Got him.
Yep.
Oh, but back to the point on hand. Mick is not accomplishing what he accomplished with a very strong discipline. What the hell just happened?
Switched out.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him. What the hell just happened? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We just can't see your black screen right now. Because they probably came together and realized YouTube, Momo was on YouTube.
Realized they were doing a show. They saw us on YouTube. Oh, here we go. They saw us on the YouTubes. They're like, this is not good. This is not good. You fucking idiots. But Mick's not accomplishing what he accomplished in his life without strong mental fortitude and strong discipline, and a lot of the things that we talk about on this show. Because what he did is not easy, and he made a decision. Like he said earlier, the decision was already made for him. It was already made for him, but that was in his head. He didn't have to abide by it. That was the mental game that he played with himself. Nobody holding him accountable but himself. And those things are very difficult. And that's what you don't have to go to Ranger school and go through put yourself through those strenuous situations.
Yeah, that's just one extreme.
That's just an extreme example.
Just one extreme.
But at the same time, you could take those same exact principles, because if he can get through those insane, harsh conditions and miserable times with those mental decisions that he made, you can get up a little early, Susan. You can fold your laundry, Bob. You can do the things that you don't want to do and get them done, even though you don't want to do them. Like, I don't want to go and do legs today. I don't want to fucking go and do that. I'd rather smoke some weed with my friend Mick and hang out at the house and do a lot of nothing after this show. But I can't do that. I got shit I got to do today. Mm-hmm. And it's a decision. It'd be very easy to sit, just like, and hi guys, see you guys later, and just sit here and just pass the bong back and forth, do a bunch of dabs. I mean, we're going to do that. We're going to do that, but we're going to do other things while we're doing all of that, because we're going to make decisions. And, the lazy, it's the same thing. It's, it's the lazy, there and he goes again. What the hell is going on?
I think it's you.
No, it's definitely me. This happened when I was on Catalyst's show.
Is it your wires, or do you hit a button by accident?
I'm not hitting nothing. It might be a setting in the camera that I haven't figured out, but it worked. It worked totally fine Monday and yesterday.
Is it a Sony?
Yeah.
Sometimes they have that like 30-minute thing.
No, that's only
for the DSLRs or whatever.
This Sony is specific for video. It has unlimited. That's why it's so good. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what the hell is going on here. There we go.
There you go.
So
weird.
Yeah, very, very, very weird. Very weird. Very weird. This happened when I was on Catalyst show.
Well, we talked about the man a little bit, so not too much, but
a little bit, not too much. But it was
so real quick before we're off. I know we can't say too much about Mix, but where can people find you on your podcast?
The Patriot Party podcast can be found anywhere you find,
unless you're watching on the YouTube
podcasts. Yeah, except for obviously the YouTubes and Spotify, because they still don't like us.
Yep.
And they kicked us off after our second episode. So
yep.
Yeah, we lasted 2 weeks too on Spotify on our other show.
I lasted a lot longer.
Wednesday is unfortunately not on Spotify.
There's no Spotify there.
Did you do video too?
Yeah, we do it. We're live on Twitch, D Live.
You met his wife in Dallas.
I know who she is. Yeah.
On what else? Red Pills on Foxhole, and where else? I'm trying to think. Shoot. Oh, Roku. You got Roku. You're under Cannabis and Combat in Roku.
Oh, very nice. Very nice, too.
Very nice.
Is he on the Patriot Podcast Network yet?
No, because they're a live show. So their live is not available, but we can do what I was talking to Alan about is we can put them on. We just have to upload your video, just like send it to Bob, and Bob will put it up. So the episodes will still be on the platform, because not everybody goes live on the platform. Like this isn't on this isn't live on Patriot Patriot Podcast Network. I don't know what the hell's going on. All of a sudden, it's unbelievable. I'm too good looking for the camera. Too good looking.
I think that's a little bit of a stretch, sir, but yeah, we can go with that.
So, if you want to tune in to Garrett's show, what's your times and slots there, my friend?
Usually Mondays and Fridays we record, and then it's usually out Tuesday and Saturdays or later that night. So you guys can go check us out over there. We're on Rumble, Patriot Podcast Network, Apple, Google, Stitcher, stuff like that. But yeah, you can check us out over there. And then I do the Samurai Silver Report with Dr. Kirk Elliott every Monday. We do like a 20-minute banger and give you your gold and silver geopolitical report. We do that Mondays, and that's usually out by around lunchtime.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Shout out to our sponsors. Kush Cream's #1 topical in the game, 21-time Canada's Cup Award winning. KushCreams.com. Go WPR USA. Also, Sirius CBD, the #1 CBD on the planet. Go to Sirius-CBD. I can't speak today. It's too early for me to be doing this. Sirius-CBD.com. Code WPRUSA. Code Defiant or code Sergeant. What is it? Sergeant Sam?
SGTSAM.
SGTSAM. For tons of discounts. They're still available. I'm being told possible 50%. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But there's definitely discounts that go along with those codes. Go to Sirius-CBD.com. Get yours today. It's the #1 CBD on the planet. Can't forget my Capello gang. Go to mypillow.com/WPRUSA. Get all your MyPillow needs. My store needs. The coffee I hear is pretty banging. Go check it out. We appreciate you guys listening. We'll be back. Oh, actually, one more sponsor.
We do. I think you were
My Patriot cigar.
There we go, Bubba.
We're gonna check the mailbox today. Ours might be in the mail today.
Me too. Mine might be in the mail today too.
On Monday? Did it get shipped out on Monday? Oh yeah, we might get our cigars today. Woo! We're cigar partying it. Go to mypatriotcigar.com.
Billy Clinton style.
Yeah, mypatriotcigar.com. Get all the best Patriot cigars you can possibly get. I'm super excited to try these. These are unbelievable. They're all named after missiles in our military. Pretty fucking badass. There's sample packs available now, so you can try one of each. You can get a box. Put in code WPRUSA. Oh my goodness.
Or SGTSAM. Both of them will get you 15% off your entire order.
Or Defiant.
Or Defiant
too.
Yeah, they have a code as well. So Mix are actually coming to my house. So Jesus, they do not like us. They just don't like us today.
Hey, if you're also looking for us, because my co-host just texted me and she said, "Hey, numbnuts, you forgot Rumble and Clout Hub. We're on both Rumble and Clout Hub. We go live on both Rumble and Clout Hub. You can find us there as well."
Well, that's excellent. Crazy. Well, you'll see me and Mick this Friday. Tune in 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
And my co-host, Velan, will also be here.
Velan will be in town in studio. We'll be talking on all politics, gangbanging on the government. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Nice.
And then back to our regularly scheduled program next week. It was fun, guys. We'll be back next week with some more Winning Wednesday. Garrett, you're a piece of shit. I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
And I hope everybody gets after it this week. Everybody have a great weekend and keep crushing it, ladies and gentlemen. God bless.
You want to exercise your freedom on the world, but you don't want to exercise it on yourself. Oh, you'll shut the world down for telling you what you can't do, but you won't say nothing to you when you don't do what you're supposed to do. You're not getting up when you're supposed to get up. You procrastinate, but you let you slide. You want to hold them accountable? Hold yourself accountable too.
You always want to blame other people. You want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. There are things you like, you have absolutely no control. You are like a slave to you. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? And you need to get rid of them excuses, and you need to stop pointing fingers at people. And you need to start pointing fingers at yourself. What did you not do? And the reason why we fast from time to time is not that we have to fast, but at some point, you gotta fast because you gotta tell the flesh who's in control. I'm in control. You're not in control. I know you don't want to wake up. You don't have an option. Get up. We trying to eat. There's a certain lifestyle we want because I owe it to myself. And can't nobody stop me but me. You are not where you want to be, not because you need any more gifts. You need to discipline yourself. You need to learn to tell you no, tell you stop, tell you quit. You got to get to a point where you're disciplined. It might require you saying no to your friends. It might require you changing your diet. Whatever it takes, you got to be willing to do it. And you keep saying you're not there because of something else, because it's easier to blame somebody else. I have to take complete ownership. I had to look at all the things that I didn't have control over and say, I got to take control.
Why? When you master yourself, you put yourself in a position that a lot of people can't do what you do, and then you become rare. And diamonds are rare. That's why they cost so much.
You have to be willing to grit it out. You have to be willing to push through discomfort. Nothing that you're about to try or do that is worthwhile is going to be comfortable for you during the process of creating it. Stop with this hope, stop with this I wish, and start replacing those terms with I will fucking do, no matter what.
It's a commitment. It's not a feeling. Commitments don't have nothing to do with your feelings. You do it because you're supposed to.
It's a lifestyle. Instead of hitting that snooze button in the morning and not making your bed and not cleaning your house, you don't hit the snooze button. You get up. You don't want to go run, you go run. You don't want to go swim, you go swim. You don't want to make your bed, you make your bed. You don't want to clean your house, you clean your house. You don't want to study, you fucking study. That's how you start to callous your mind. It's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow.
Make every day your masterpiece. The secret of your success is determined by what we do daily.
And here's the crazy part. All you got to do is look in the mirror. All you got to do is deal with yourself, and then we're going to get to a whole other level.
Embrace the pressure. Pressure creates diamonds. Start to take the pressure that you feel from what it is you want to do and turn that into productive action. Let it be the thing that makes you get where you want to go when everybody else is just taking it easy.
No more playing after today. I need you to take control over every single area, and we're going to do it one day at a time. And you're going to get control, and then someday going to be your day.